All right, guys, it's Kyle back with another episode, special edition, Unlocking Your Inner Strength. I think this is episode 342. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Colty.
I am Colty.
So today we have Colty, my middle child, my twin, and one of my very good best friends, BK, Brandon Kelly from Chicago, Undisputed. He's out near Joliet. So BK, what's up, man?
What's up, man? Joliet. Yep. If you ever seen Blues Brothers, Joliet Jake represent.
Right near the big prison, right?
Right next to the big prison. That was actually Collins Street prison. Collins Street is no longer existing as a detention facility.
Is that right?
But the big one is Stateville.
Stateville.
Yeah.
That's close to you?
Oh yeah, right next to us. Yeah, it's like it's you know, it's got the canals, it's got the a lot of power plants, steel mills.
A blue collar.
Very blue collar. That's actually what I'm talking about tonight.
Good.
The blue collar approach. I think I told you that.
You did, yeah.
Yeah, the blue collar approach. It just came to me. I'm like, I'm going to talk about the blue collar approach to intermittent fasting.
That's right. So that's why, give you guys some background. BK came out. Usually comes out once a year. We got a big seminar, the world's greatest fasting seminar tonight over at our Hillsboro gym. Him and I dropping some bombs on fasting and how to utilize it to really just become the best version of yourself. But tell us what's going on with you, man. I mean, we got to catch up with everything. But, for the people that don't know you, tell us a little bit about what you do out there, what you're known for, what you're looking to do coming up.
Oh, man. We do a strength gym. We're strength. We do large group strength gym. Started off 1,200 square feet. We have a 7,000 square foot facility now. Recently purchased the strip mall that I originally started renting from 12 years ago. So that's cool. A lot of progression, a lot of growth, a lot of ups, a lot of downs, blue collar approach with a lot of things that I do. Very basic. I feel like I'm the self-proclaimed king of the basics. I do the fundamentals very well. You ask me to do something technical or speak about some technicality, I'm out. Maybe I'll talk about that tonight. But I'm more of a blue collar approach with a lot of my endeavors. I own a nutrition shop about 5 miles west of where my gym is, right next to a Orange Theory. Most people know what an Orange Theory is by now, but it's a fitness facility place. So we draw some business that way. We also prospect that way as well. Yeah, man, I'm a team leader. I'm a father. I'm a soon-to-be husband. One of the funnest projects that I'm involved with right now is the intermittent fasting formula. So it's a supplement that Kyle and I will be kind of teaming up on, and it's taken about 2 years to resurrect, and it's doing very well. We sold over 5,000 units to date. Looking to keep climbing, looking to keep helping people. I like helping people. I like getting down in the weight room. I do a little jujitsu here and there. Blue collar dude, man.
That's it. And I'm drinking the dragon juice right now. It's delicious, man.
Thank you.
Great thing that's going to be able to help a lot of people stick with their fasting.
Absolutely.
A lot of people just miss that sensation of flavor.
Yeah. It definitely kicks the urges of hunger. It helps, but so does water. Mm-hmm. But when you feed yourself some high-rich minerals, some good minerals, like some real minerals, earth-derived minerals, it definitely plays a part in fasting. Your neuron transmitters love minerals, and the faster the neuron transmitters, they speak to each other, the better you perform without caloric intake. Yeah. And that's what it's about. And it stemmed from something that I was drinking for about 2 years from Kyle, and it was just from our, kitchen cabinets. We'd buy in products online, on Amazon. The problem is when it worked for me. I loved it. I was sipping on it like I was sipping on like Jim Beam or something. You know what I mean? You can't just take that down. But, I'd hand it off to my girlfriend or, other people, and it wasn't the best tasting. Plus it can send somebody to the bathroom real quick. So we had to figure out the formula and kind of twist it and tweak it a little bit. And here you go, Yeah,
it's excellent, man. Great job on that.
I appreciate it.
So with that too, you told us everything that you're involved with. You have that hustler's mindset. Talk about your mindset as far as the growth and, what's driving you to want to do more.
Man, you always ask me these questions I got to think about. But when I was younger, I saw my dad die, and I feel like right then and there, it was a reminder that time is the most, precious resource that we have. You know what I mean? And once I figured that out, it was off to the races. You know, we can sit there and we can let fear paralyze us, or we could let fear be our biggest, baddest weapon in our mental arsenal there is. That's kind of how I think about things, you know, comfortability and things that I rely on, they're out the door. You know, I like that stuff. I like testing myself a little bit here and there, making sure I like to humble myself. I feel like I'm a better person when I'm humbled. I feel like it's very easy for me to say thank you or I'm sorry when I'm humbled. I feel like I have a lot of gratitude when I'm humbled. My egos gets in check the more I humble it, you know, hence jujitsu and getting beat up by these black belts and, well, any kind of belt can beat me up, but you know, the weight room beats me up, you know, a lot of things. I like to be humbled, and that's it, man. I don't know. I've always had that like hustler mindset, you know. When I was younger, I got to make $1, you know, and if I can make $1 by helping people, it's what I'm good at, you know. And I just feel like God put me on this earth to do this without a doubt in my mind, with the absolute confidence and conviction. It's what I'm meant to do. So I have a lot of self-confidence in myself to be able to perform at high levels when I need to.
And if you had to define yourself as far as what it is you are in one word, what would you say?
In one word? I don't know. In one word, if it was 7 years ago, it'd be warrior. Now it's, maybe teacher. I'd have to think about that in one word, yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Very good question.
Teacher, coach is a good one, man.
Yeah. I'm not sure, man. I think I'm always coaching. Like, I have to be like, all right, this isn't a coaching opportunity. You know, it's okay not to try to make somebody better. So I feel like almost like now I'm at that part of my age where I can like pull back on things that I used to say right away. And sometimes less is more in my mind, you know, let that person fail or let that person learn on their own. So maybe that is what a teacher does. Maybe that's what a good coach does. Yeah. You know, I'm not sure. Good question.
Yeah. And it's, I think back to when I think of coaching or teaching or leading, right? It always starts with ourselves.
Yeah.
Which makes me think back to last year when we did Mount Washington. You know, so we went out in March. It was about 7 of us, I think. 7 or 8 guys. And we went out there and summited Mount Washington. But I want to go into your mindset with that. So to give people a little backstory, is something that I had done. I tried the year prior. Didn't make it to the summit, and it's known for the craziest weather conditions you can have. But going up, we got to wear these very uncomfortable boots, and you had a cyst like the size of a golf ball on your ankle, one of the tendons on your ankle, on your foot.
Yeah.
You were able to get up. But talk about that experience, and where I was going with that is, how did you coach yourself up that mountain?
Oh, man, I was trying to forget that, man.
And we got to decide if we're doing it again too, man. We got to decide. So
I, you know, of course, I was training for it here and there. There's not many mountains where I'm from, so I was trying to summit, you know, like landfills and, you know, I'd sneak under barbed wire fences and I'd get up on, you know, some landfills or some hills or whatever the case may be. And, you know, of course, all of a sudden I have this, you know, like a ruptured like cyst, and it just started growing like a bastard. And of course, it's to the size of a golf ball, if not bigger, by the time I get there prior to the summit. You remember that? I showed it to you, and I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm going to tape this up, you know, like, here we go. And these boots were just ungodly comfortable. It reminded me of like trying to wear hockey skates with, you know, them little short anklet socks. Plus you had a good inch spikes on the end of your boots. So everything was changed up. My hip flexors, do you remember? I don't know. My hip flexors started cramping up. Everything starts really cramping up, and you know, you're not even halfway up. You're not even a quarter way up. And there was a point, I tell some people this, there was a point where, and that was where you had turned around the year before.
Yeah, once we got past the steep, I didn't make it even to the line set. I made it above the steep part.
Yeah.
By another, maybe not even a quarter of the way from that point up.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm trying to paint a picture for the listeners. And so you go through these tree lines, and it's like straight up through the tree lines, but there's a lot of snow, and you got to like kind of carve your way. Instead of like snowboarding, carve your way down, you got to carve your way up. You got to do like side shuffles up, and it takes the breath away from you, because the minute you stop, you start falling back. So you got to hustle. So there was very little rest going up there, and you finally get through the tree line where there's snow to a place where it's just covered in rocks, and there's very little snow, or the snow is underneath these rocks. And that you just remember, you got these inch spikes on the bottom of your boots, and you have to kind of navigate yourself through these, it's like a maze of rocks, how I remember it.
Yeah.
And you look up and you see these people trying to summit it, and they're as big as ants. You're not even halfway up there, and you're out of breath, and you're like, your feet are hurting, your knees are hurting. We got people that are already turned around at that point. And I remember going up there and thinking, holy shit, how small I am, because the mountains were huge. I mean, you could see mountains when you drive. You could see a mountain and be like, that's a big mountain. But when you're in the mountain, you see other mountains surrounding you, and you are just a speck at that point. So I remember how beautiful it was, but I remember it wasn't beautiful to me at all. It was like miserable.
Oh, yeah.
My mindset at that time was, I was thinking about my father, and I was thinking how much he would enjoy this, the view, because that was him. He liked the mountains. He liked that type of stuff. And I was thinking, okay, he's utilizing my brain, my body, and my eyes to see all this shit. So that's when that was what was going through my mind. I mean, I might be a psychopath, but so there's a section, probably 2-hour section or an hour and a half section that I just completely like blanked out, because on the way back, I do not remember going back up it. But I do remember that, like, here you go, dude. Like, this one's for you. I'm doing this thing for you, not for me. That was not for me to get up there. That was for him. And, at that point it was wild. I'm getting all passionate about it, but it was definitely a trippy experience that, I hope to never experience again.
It was, you mentioned a psychopath. If you look at the stats, I believe 1 in every 100 people can be marked as a psychopath, but you think about the mindset that you have, it's less than 1 in 100. So I do think that there's something to tapping into that, our psychopathic tendencies, especially when you're doing something that's extreme.
Yeah.
Right. When you're doing something that's way out of the ordinary, because like you said, you're above that tree line, and now we had a beautiful day, but it's still cold as heck up there. You got the wind. I don't remember what the temperature was, but it was, sub-zero with the wind chill.
Yeah, for sure. It was, and you're sweating. It's just different. It's you can't really conceptualize. It's hard to put a finger on exactly how to explain it unless you're up in there. Yeah. But it takes everything out of you, and when you think you can't go any further, you do. It was remarkable afterwards. The feeling. You talk about losing your ego. I lost my ego for about 5 days.
After
maybe 5, maybe 4.5, somewhere around there. And I remember I got it back because somebody like cut me up, and I was like, and I'm like, oh, there it is, man. He's back. But for like 4 days, I was like with absolute gratitude to everybody, like, hey, just want to say I'm sorry for what happened the other day, or whatever the case may be. And it was like, man, what a beautiful sight to see, or to feel, to experience.
It was.
Driving back to the airport in absolute awe, and it was just cool. It was a cool experience, and that's what I enjoy about life. When I get there, after I do those ice baths when it's cold out, it makes me feel like a better person.
Yeah.
The problems that I think I have are not that big. Like prior to it, even though I'm getting better at controlling my thoughts and knowing perception is reality. When you're in the hustle and bustle of where I guess you rely on a lot of people. You expect from a lot of people, and when disappointment happens and just one thing leads to another, you can get angry or upset. You do an ice bath and all that shit's gone. You get in there for 3 minutes, and now what I'm learning, dude, it's not about in it, it's afterwards. Mm-hmm. How can you not shake afterwards? How can you not freak out and rush to the bathroom and turn on and that's where I'm at right now. Okay, I gotta be just as calm afterwards as I was in there, you know, and now you're getting a good 10-minute experience instead of just a 3.
Yeah, and it's the ice bath is really cool. It's listening to Huberman. He did a whole thing on it. But you talk about the dopamine will raise up to 250%. Even in 55 degrees, which isn't that cold. It's cold for most people. And your metabolic rates. So you have all these physiological things that it's really awesome. But most people are not willing to withstand that 3-4 minutes of discomfort.
I think it's getting in it.
It is.
I think just like anything, it's just going to the gym. It's just pulling that door open. Once you're in, you're in.
You're in. That's it.
You know, I mean, there was a video of me chopping up some ice.
Yeah.
You didn't see the night before. I set that up the night before. I was hurting. I came home. You know, I'm just sore. I needed to do this, so I got the water out. You know, everything. It's not. I mean, it's probably 22 degrees outside. I'm ready to go. And I went out there. And it was the first one of the season, like the winter season. I don't even think it's winter yet, but the end of the fall, early winter. And I just looked at it. I went back in the house. I looked at it. I went back in the house. That thing took me the whole night. I went to bed. My subconscious was just killing me. That's what. And the next morning, I marched down there. Boom, get in, you know, because it's, you know, you just got to overcome that first piece of fear, and then everything kind of trickles.
Yeah.
You know, and then when you're like, my girl, Shay was in it, and she said I had to get out real quick because I thought, you know, like, oh my God, I'm here by myself. It's 30 degrees outside, you know, and I had the same thoughts, and I told her that, but then I'm like, look, it's the same degree as it was when in the summertime when we were filling it with 5 bags of 20-pound ice. You know what I'm saying? It's the same, it's actually warmer than when you step out of that ice bath.
Yeah.
The weather is warmer. It's not even that bad compared to the ice. I mean, because you're submerged in, you know, probably anywhere from 20 to 40 degree water, depending on what it is.
Yeah. But
yeah, I mean, it's just the mind starts slipping a little bit. And that's the thing, is if we can just control that mind, then we control our breathing.
Yeah.
You know, and when you can control your breathing, there's a whole lot that we can get done.
Yeah.
You know, but our instincts want to just, you know, react. And if we could just respond and just chill and, okay, where's the beauty in this? That's what I try to say now. Where's the beauty in this ice bath? Where's the beauty? Oh man, I like not being able to feel my chest go up and down. You know, I like trying to be out of breath, almost like somebody jacked me in my stomach or something, you know, like trying to catch your breath.
Yeah. Getting it under control as quick as you can.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I remember it was my bachelor party up in Montreal. One of our, longtime friends who's good, one of Sugar Shane's best friends, one of the other guys, Jabba, pushed him off. We were whitewater rafting at St. Lawrence River. It's May. Pushed him off into the water. It's about 3 feet of water, right? So, it's not that deep right there. And he's panicking. We're like, dude, just put your feet down. Like, he's almost starting to drown. He had a life jacket on, but he's panicking.
Oh, yeah.
And it wasn't until later on the trip, the guide said, all right, everybody jump in. The water was 41 degrees, and it's moving water, which makes it even more intolerable. But at that point, not trained for it, you couldn't catch your breath. You get in, and I was like, now I understand why he was starting to freak out.
For sure.
He just went in and just got paralyzed.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And it's so easy to talk about this now. Hindsight's always 20/20. In the moment, if you can respond, then you start saying, all right, good job, BK. But dude, I'm 42 now. I'm still learning this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I think I'm gonna be a white belt for the rest of my life trying to learn this.
Yeah.
You know.
I listened to a clip yesterday. I just got the book, didn't start it yet, but I listened to a clip of Rogan and Goggins yesterday, the new one that came out. The new book just came out. And they're really talking about, how Goggins, really his whole thing is he goes to these deep, dark places in his mind, really to try to learn about his mind, right? And I think that's what we're doing with stuff like that is, are you willing to put yourself in a very uncomfortable position, whether it's training or climbing Mount Washington or ice tubs daily, and then seeing what you come back with? It is like a psychedelic trip in a different way, where you're going where most people aren't willing to go into those little corners in their mind and never explore them, ever. So you think about how much people miss out on because they're unwilling to do the things that are weird or uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mean, you just hit it, like how much they're missing out on.
Yeah.
You know, but when you're training for something in particular, such as a bodybuilding competition, such as a fight, at one time, you're either all in or you're not. Are you going to put your body through X, Y, and Z, the degree to get what you're looking for? Yes or no? Because you don't want to, you ain't trying to go out like Willie Lump Lump. I'm not trying to get drowned in deep waters by somebody else in front of everybody. Like, I'm going to do that prior. I'm going to do that as much as I can in the training aspect. So when shit hits the fan in real life, not like we're all going to be locked in a cage or doing a competition, but when shit does hit the fan in real life, we can respond a little better. We've been there before.
Oh, yeah.
Even if it's not the exact same, we're searching for it always. We're always chasing curiosity, and that's what makes life fun.
It is.
Anything but boring.
Yeah. Yeah, who wants to be boring or average? To me, it's probably the worst thing in the world to be is mediocre or average, because it means you're just like everybody else.
Yeah, I'm excited for tonight, man. I'm not going to lie. I chose not to wear my teeth just because I speak better without them. The new teeth that came in, they're probably about, an eighth of an inch too big on the roof of my mouth. So I start lisping. And when that starts happening, I start with myself,
Sure.
And I start whistling when I say the S's and stuff. So, I chose to do that, but I feel like people will be far enough away not to really know. Like they'll kind of see, they'll be like, does this not have teeth or not? They'll kind of know, but they won't know,
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be good, man. It's going to be we did a seminar back in 2013. It was 14. I used mind mapping, so I didn't learn that until about then. And that was awesome, man. We had a big turnout. So this is going to be the next of, hopefully many as we partner up on stuff. And really think we could change millions of people's lives with the information.
Yeah. When did you start fasting completely?
2014 I started, right? But that was what most people call intermittent, 16-hour. It wasn't much, but I was very excited. I knew I was onto something. And then 2019 is when I really stepped it up to the longer form fasting, to create the Panda that year and whatnot. And 8+ years now, and then with the Panda, 3.5 years, consistently.
Do you remember when I was all brain fogged from that hospital?
Oh, yeah.
And you told me to do a 48-hour fast.
Yeah.
And I was like, you trying to kill me? I just got out of the hospital, man. Like, what are you doing? It
helped, all right?
Yeah, it did. I actually reached out to him because I thought he was going to give me some brain exercises. Because at the time, what intrigued me to Kyle was his infatuation with the brain and the different parts of the brain. I didn't know, I knew about the different parts, but I didn't know why it was so important for a human to know that there's different parts of the brain so you can make better choices based on habits and, just, I guess, habitually thinking. And so he told me to do this long fast, and I was like, ever since then I was hooked. But it took me a long time to do another 48-hour fast. Sure. Because it was like the exact opposite that I teach now. Like I was like, oh my god, I'm at 47. Oh my god, 40, come on, 47, 30, man. Like, wow, I'm just eating like a bastard, instead of just like calming down and everything. Like I was just counting down the minutes, but I never looked back, so it was cool. I'm glad. I'm kind of glad that happened.
Yeah, no.
Maybe I'll talk about that tonight.
Yeah, definitely go over that, man. I remember these guys were asking how we met. It was when I did the mind map. Did we meet prior to that one presentation back at GFGI? Mm-hmm. Or was that the first time? I think that was the first time. I thought you had said we had met prior to that at something.
Yeah, you know what? I think it was at Vince's mentorship. I was out there, but I think you sent Devin there.
Maybe, yeah. Because I went to the...
Do you remember that you sent Devin
and probably...
This is before that he hooked up with that other group.
Yeah.
I was at Vince's, like one of his first mentors. 2013.
It was
14, November of 14.
Yeah.
And then that other one was 15.
15.
And then I got real sick in 16. And that's when I reached out to you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, cool stuff, man.
Yeah, it's good, man.
Yeah, we've been on a good ride together. I'm excited to do your ice bath, your homemade ice bath. That'll be fun.
And I got the hot tub right next to it, man.
Yeah.
So we can do a contrast or whatever you want, man.
What type of workouts have you been doing lately? Because you look like you're putting on some size.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I'm actually, towards the end of the summer, I was a little bit bigger. I come off to TRT because, Susie wants to get pregnant again. Oof. So I appreciate that. But I've been, doing 75 hard and doing your uncommon 35. Within that, but 2 workouts a day. So one of them I've been doing outside, 80, like yesterday, took Emma 80-pound weighted vest hike, carrying her for 45 minutes. And then in the gyms, these guys will tell you it's not every day, but at least once, twice a week, it's a really killer workout that just pushes your brain to the breaking point.
Yeah.
I know on my birthday, just to give you an example of my theme for kind of what I've been doing the past year almost, 6-7 months, let's say, better part of a year. I don't know if I told you this, I did the night before, going into my birthday, I do twice a year, I did a big mushroom trip. Stayed up till about 2 a.m, got up at like 6, went to the gym and did a full mile barbarian walk based off the Liver King, what he's been putting out, which took me about 3.5 hours, dude. I thought I was getting to die at one point. I couldn't even move. but it's dragging, I think I had 3 plates and a 25, 80-pound weighted vest, 10-pound ankle weight, 70-pound kettlebells, and I just took off from the gym. People stopping to check on me, but it was really just, to me, an initiation. That's what I kind of been pushing myself to say, initiation to turning 41 years old, and then exploring the mind more. So a lot of mixing in some type, more traditional bodybuilding workouts with a good pace, doing a lot of functional stuff, really hitting that. How about you? What have you been working on in the gym?
Same man. My really doesn't change, fluctuate too much. Always a lot of strength, a lot of conditioning. I like that full spectrum. I like to be strong, but I like to be able to work rounds. I'll go 12 rounds with a lot of people right now.
Good, man. Well, I saw that. How much was that you cleaned? Was that 315? A couple weeks ago, you put up the video.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Weight, man.
Yeah. I like the power stuff. I'm aging. I am aging a little bit, but I program right. I work out every day. Every single day I work out. So my workouts are based, there's recovery workouts in there.
Sure.
I just know the intensity that I need to go. I need to, whether it's high or low, I do, some bodybuilding, some strength, some powerlifting, some everything. Ton of burpees. I do at least 50 burpees a day, 100 push-ups a day, every day.
No matter what, yeah.
No matter what. If I get my hands on somebody big, I'm going to grapple with them. Or that's why I saw when I came in, I saw Kyle, he was just getting done with his workout. I've been traveling all day, and I just had to get my hands on him and do some some pummeling.
Tell people about
man.
that. Tell people about that.
Well, pummeling is a underhook. It's a wrestling drill. It's to learn overhooks and underhooks, and it'll take the wind out of people that don't know it.
Oh, yeah.
And Kyle's probably, how much do you weigh right now?
Probably in the 225 range, I would guess.
All right. Well, I thought I was gonna say like 40 pounds heavier than me, but he's only 10 pounds heavier than me. Chingo. I don't know, man. But he's like the bull, and I was the matador, But I know that that's what I do. It's cool. I like to work out. I like to have fun. I'm excited to maybe we could bang out some burpees before this seminar.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, I'll be done at 6.
Maybe everybody get down with that. We'll get everybody up and say, all right, let's go. 10 burpees, let's roll.
Yeah, get the energy up, man. The frequency.
Get that frequency
Vibrational
going.
frequency.
Yeah.
And I think that's where why you wanted to do the grappling before we hopped on this.
Yeah, I had to get out of the car, man. I had to take off my shoes. I had to put my feet on the earth itself. That's a big deal for me. That's why I stepped outside, not only to put coolant in my rental car, Philadelphia represent, but I want to get that vitamin D. I need to get my heart rate up. I'm not used to not banging it out. I mean, it was 1 o'clock my time, and I'm usually already done with at least 100 or 50 burpees, something by then. I'm sweating somewhere.
Sure.
Ice bath, doing something by then, so
yeah.
I felt off.
Yeah.
I felt off a little bit. I still feel a little off,
You will, yeah. The travel always does that. That's a tough thing. I don't know why it didn't click with, we always talk about with fasting, how food is the drug, right? Food's a drug. So is working out, right? It changes the internal biochemical, hormonal environment of the body.
Dude,
why not tap into it all the time?
Absolutely. It's the drug.
Yeah. Tap into it every day,
till the wheels come off. That's what I say. Till the wheels come off, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and it said, why not bang out push-ups, deep squat hold, whatever, burpees, deep squat holds, whenever you can. Who cares what other people think?
Oh no, never.
I'm changing my
dude.
frequency.
Look at how I'm walking around, man.
Yeah.
I mean, chingo. You double take, and I'm not used to not wearing my teeth. I've been wearing them since I got them. Dr. Red got me some good teeth, but. Man, every time I talk in that type of setting, it's just, I'm just like, one day I'll get them fixed, like permanently.
Yeah. Yeah. What a time.
But the way my jaw broke, it's like only like 50, 60% that they'll stick permanently. So I'd have to give up, no more like grappling, no more, sparring here and there. You really just got to become like, just one with the weight room and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Too expensive to do that.
Yeah.
So I ain't ready yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Wait until the time's.
That's right.
The time's right. So tell people too, before we hop back over to Hillsboro, the people that don't know you yet, besides this, right? How can they follow you? What's the best way to get in touch with you? All that information.
Man, you probably just Google me.
Brandon Kelly.
You could just probably Google me. You can go to Undisputed Strength Co. My name will pop up. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm not too hard to find. But yeah, if there's somebody out there that's looking for a little more pleasant fasting experience, You could look up Fasting Formula, Endure, Undisputed Nutrition Co. They'll all pop up, and you'll see the fasting formula on there. It's creating a lot of steam right now, and I'm looking forward to hitting it hard. You know, there's going to be a lot of people that we can help with this.
Definitely, man. I'm excited about that. Excited for you. Excited for us.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yes,
appreciate being on this.
Yeah. So thanks for tuning in, guys. We're doing some more stuff coming up. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button. Wherever you're listening to this, hit the share button. And definitely follow BK. He's an interesting guy, puts up a lot of great content. It's going to inspire you daily. And make sure you check out that Dragon Juice, the Endure. I'm sipping on it right now. Take one last sip before we get out of here.
Man, we should have gave you some.
It's good stuff, man. You're missing out. All right, later, guys.
All right, man. Peace. Thanks.